Junior Gong has consistently brought the energy of his father over the years. And if you listen to his music, he sounds so much like Bob Marley in his messages. Even the beats and the flow of his songs is so much like his father. To me, he is most like Bob Marley out of all Bob Marley's very talented children. They're like the Jamaican Jackson family. But what's today? Today is Wednesday. So happy Wednesday, Grand Rising. Great day to you all. It's Candy, your spiritual bestie, here with our card of the day, of course. And we're going to get into it. Perfect song to go with this card this morning, the Moon card. You know, as I got up this morning, Spirit woke me up before my alarm was able to. And I just got up and began to give thanks, because I remember some of the most darkest moments, some of the most horrible relationships, bad situations, dark nights that I went through, that I survived, that in spite of, I didn't allow them to tarnish and break my spirit. But sometimes when we are in these dark moments, in these dark places, we have to reflect on the fact that sometimes we put ourselves there. And a lot of my situations could have been avoided. A lot of my situations I put myself in, and I had to sit in those situations because I was hard-headed and I didn't want to listen when Spirit was sending guidance and insight to me, because I felt like I had all the answers, or just simply because I just wanted to know what it felt like. And a lot of times we put ourselves in these really bad situations, in these compromising positions, and then we blame the person that is perpetrating their negative energy onto us. But a lot of times we ignore the fact that we play the biggest role in betrayal against ourselves. Before anybody can stab you in the back, before anybody can betray you, can do you dirty, do you wrong, you do it to yourself. And we have to begin to take some accountability and some responsibility for our role in our own life story. Because it's easy to put the blame on somebody else, because then you don't have to take responsibility. And I'm not talking about things that occur and happen to children, because that's a little bit different. That's a lot of bit different, actually. Things that happen to children are different because children are, there are adults that are entrusted with the care of these children that a lot of times are molested or, harmed in some way or another, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually abused. And so the parents are the responsible parties. But I'm talking about decisions that we consciously make when we ignore our spirit, when we ignore the warning signs, when we ignore the red flags, and we keep on keeping on with situations that we know we have no business being in the first place. We get mad and we want to put all the blame on somebody else for damaging us, for hurting us, for not loving us the right way. But we have to remember, number one, we got to take responsibility, because it starts with us first. You can't expect somebody else to love you more than you love yourself. And if you love yourself, you wouldn't allow people to misappropriate the love that you are putting out there. And you'll be more selective about where you invest your love and your energy. And you'll be more conscious about the behaviors and how people reciprocate love to you. A lot of times when I was in situations that were really bad for me, I was not taking into account and making people be accountable for their actions towards me, because I was afraid that if I set these boundaries, then people weren't going to mess with me, people weren't going to be fucked up with me. But you have to realize that when you set your boundaries and people scatter and they disappear and they distance themselves from you, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's a positive when people separate and distance themselves from you because of your boundaries, because that shows you exactly who they are. And boundaries are about respect. It's about first self-respect, and then it's about the respect that people have for you when you set those boundaries in place. And you have to teach people how to treat you. You have to show people what you expect and what you accept. And if you accept anything, people will give you anything. But if you set boundaries and only accept quality relationships, then that's what you'll have. And I must say that I have a small circle, and I would love my circle to be bigger. I'm not going to tell no lies. I would love to have a bigger circle. But what I've realized each and every time that I begin to meet new people, there are very few people of quality in that quantity of people that I usually meet and connect with. So a lot of times we want something that really isn't in our best interest, and we won't be real about the fact that we accept any old thing because we kind of fall into these modes of desperation. So that's my little spiel on that. Let's get into the card though. The Moon card. I said all that to say that even through those very dark moments, or what seems like very dark, even through the darkness of night, number one, there is always a light shining through. There is always light. Number two, the darkness doesn't last forever. It is a phase. And if you learn the lesson that Spirit has for you in these situations and in these moments, then you'll begin to come out of that dark phase and that dark place with some growth. You know, when I started first ever dealing with plants, I would go in the mornings, early in the mornings, and check on my plants. And I would see like, dang, they grew last night. They grew. And I started to realize that at that time, I began to realize that things grow in the darkness. And we have to realize and remember that even in our darkest moments, there is growth to be had. The most beautiful things occur when we're in our darkest moments. So it's just a reminder, not only of that, but our oracle card comes up, listen for truth. Sometimes we have to take the moment to quiet things down, to get to a place of some solitude and silence. Some of y'all are so afraid of being alone. Y'all are so afraid of being by yourself. So afraid of not having people and noise around you, that you don't allow any quiet for your spirit to speak to you. And so Spirit has to come along and slap you across the head with a few lessons or a few signs, a few warning shots have to be taken for you to get it. But I just want to remind you guys that, number one, the darkness don't last, trouble don't last. Whatever phase you might be going through, there's another one coming. And that's, if you're in a high right now, lows are coming. Prepare yourself. Like I said yesterday, you have to prepare yourself. But also, if you're in a low, understand that you are going to come out of the night. The light, the sunlight is going to shine again. If you see, the moon is there, but as you see behind it also, the sun is coming out. It's coming out and it's shining again. And the beautiful things that grew in the dark places shine in the sunlight. That's what I have for you guys today. I hope that you have a beautiful and amazing day. If it's your special day, happy birthday to you guys. Happy Earth Day, happy Solar Return Day. I say this every single video because I think birthdays are amazing. They're special, and that's one of my favorite things, is celebrating another cycle, another trip around the sun. So have a beautiful day, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for checking me out wherever you checked me out. If this resonates with you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If it resonates with you, or you feel like this will resonate with someone else, please share the video. And I love you guys. I'll see you later. Peace.